All right. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And Bloodaxe is out today, so it's just going to be the two of us. And
he didn't want no part of this.
Yeah, I he didn't know what he was missing, but
he wouldn't have wanted to be a part of this.
Yeah. All right, last topic we have is the newly released Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, Power of the Rings, Story of the Rings.
Yeah. The Rings of Power.
Did you hear? Galadriel knows Kung Fu.
Oh, man.
I will say. She one-shot to Ice Troll, man.
I hate, and here's another thing. Because I don't like this show, and I don't like a lot of the things that they did in this show, the thing just goes, you're a racist, pretty much. You know, no matter why you don't like the show, it's obviously because you're a racist. Now there's been a lot of rumors about this show and Amazon standing on this show on just the fact that if this show fails, that
they have to succeed. Yeah. There's a lot of behind the scenes talk that Amazon's going to say it's a success no matter what, because otherwise their like streaming division or film studio is going to go. Yeah, see, that's my thing. Look at Zeke's response. I do, though, want to say this. Show him the IMDb. Look, while I firmly hate these 10 out of 10s BS votes, because I think 10 out of 10 is you have to be able to say this show is so perfect that there's nothing possibly wrong with it. I've also almost never, let me tell you something. I like bad shows. I watch film. This is not a 1 out of 1, because I've seen a 1 out of 1. Yeah. Suburban Sasquatch is a 1 out of 1. The Room, no, that's probably about a 2 out of 1, because at least you laugh a lot. But like I've seen 1 out of 1s. This is not a 1 out of 1. This is review bombing on both ends. To me, this is a 4 or 5, maybe a 6 if you're a little more tolerant of stories not matching up. Same way with She-Hulk. I'll get a little sub-talk. We got a little time. Like one of my beefs I have with Angry Joe is that Angry Joe reviewed She-Hulk, and I don't mind his review score, but he came back and he started attacking people that disagreed with him. He started calling them weirdos, virgins. He started name-calling people for getting mad at him. Difference is, though, is that he rated the first episode a 7 and the second episode a 8. Here's the thing. I'm an Angry Joe fan. I follow his shows. Mm-hmm. I know what he rates an 8. This was not an 8 by his own standards. So him getting called out on that to me was legit. Because I'm like, dude, we know what you rated an 8. This is not an 8 by your own standards of me. I could go pull episodes. It's the same thing here. I think She-Hulk's a 5. I think it's about a 5 out of 10. This, probably a 6 out of 10 because they just spent a lot of money on it.
She-Hulk to me was pretty bad, man. I'll probably give it a 3 out of 10.
Okay. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm also going from not us. To me, it's like a 3 or a 2. Yeah. To somebody who's not, because the thing is, I'm a Hulk fan. I own Planet Hulk. I own World War Hulk. I would say
Lord of the Rings didn't feel as bad as She-Hulk to me.
Yeah, I think it's about a 5 or 6. So this is review bombing, but it's review bombing on both ends.
I feel like IMDb does end up with a little better.
See, look, got a 4 closer. There.
It's got a 6.7 there. Now Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 39.
But you gotta remember Rotten Tomatoes, I don't think it even has a middle score, does it? Doesn't Rotten Tomatoes just go up or down? No, wait, that's for the fresh or something.
It has it's a 5-star.
Yo, bring up the weird, like, why do they have an 80? Yeah, here's the part that he found that's very odd.
Yeah,
Tell
so
about
this 84% is sort of weird. Because that's what shows up when you do a search on your browser. You're seeing this 84%. Now, here's the thing. There are no critical reviews listed on Rotten Tomatoes. What this thing says is that the series gets an average tomato meter at least 50% of its seasons have a score. For one, there's only a couple episodes out of the only season. The average tomato meter is the sum of all season scores divided by the number of seasons with the tomato meter. So all I can guess is maybe they're pulling the movies and saying they're using the movies to come up with this.
Oh, that's cold. If they're averaging it out against the movies, yeah, because the movies have really high scores.
Yeah, because, like, let's see.
Because, there's no way it has an 84% when the audience score is 39% and there's no critic scores. That's impossible.
So if you take, let's see, Lord of the Rings. Here we go. We have a 93%, 95%, 91%, 51%.
That's the old thing. They may not even be putting that in with the same series.
Who knows? But let's just do this then. Where let me get a calculator up here.
Yeah, 93, 95, 91.
So if we do 93,
that's why they named it Lord of the Rings of Power.
Plus 91 plus
38.
39, I think is what it was. And then we divide that by 4. That's right at the...
I mean, that's kind of close. Yeah. They may be averaging it out that way in order to boost the score.
Yeah.
Well, you also didn't do The Hobbit.
True. I don't know what movies they would
Let's
be
see what
pulling
The Hobbit,
into.
see what it's rated. See if it's high. I'm curious. What's The Hobbit at?
Let's see.
Because that if it's in 90 or something, then that would give you those last few points you need probably.
The Hobbit, 59, 74, 64.
They're probably not putting that in there, and I don't think that'll raise the score. That doesn't look like that'll raise it if they did it.
So I mean, we're just guessing here. I don't know where they're coming up with this 84% because as far as critic scores go, there are none.
Well, go back up. Wait a minute. Actually, go back up. Let me see something. Up to the top. Critic ratings, 230. It says it has 230 critic ratings.
It's critics consensus, no consensus yet.
But it says it has 230 critic ratings. So is that where it could be coming from? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't know where these critic ratings are coming from because if you look at the average, and you go critics, all
they're
critics.
Not showing it. No, they're hiding it. They're hiding the critic reviews.
Top critics.
They're hiding the critic reviews because they're claiming they got 230 and they got a score. So it's hidden critic reviews. So that's called shady. This is why I thought it funny that fans of the show have been trying to attack IMDb's legitimacy. And I'm going like, really? IMDb has a higher score for it than freaking Rotten Tomatoes, which has a 38. Whereas they have like a 39. You're just
coming up with a magical score with no backing at Rotten
you're
Tomatoes.
Not showing any reviews. So we just want to point that out, man. Something very shady is going on where they have none of these 230 critic reviews are visible at all.
Anyway, so
one of the biggest differences too, that is 45 freaking points. That is a huge variance. They ain't even in the ballpark.
So, like I said, don't know where they're coming up with that score. But anyway, I was amused by this article because this article was basically saying fantasy stories reinforce the notion that all heroines are white men, and that's why they've it's ridiculous. I don't really get it. Now, here's the thing, and this is the thing they don't want to say, is a lot of people that had problems with the casting of Lord of the Rings is going with what the actual stories were based off of.
It was considered a European fantasy specifically. He wrote it to be a fantasy history based on England and Europe. Let me tell you something. I don't mind when I turn on a goddamn story about Wukong if everybody's Chinese.
Well, yeah.
And by the way, yes, Wukong's Chinese too. We're not going to bring up the monkey thing again. I'm still pissed off. Man, screw Wizards of the Coast. But anyway, I'm not mad when I look at a Norse Viking story and everybody's a white Viking. If I'm watching a European Anglo-Saxon fantasy, I don't, because you know what? It breaks the immersion. Because when I see a black person running around with King Arthur, my first thought is, we're in Egypt. Why is it Egyptian?
Did you just say it breaks the immersion? Because somebody actually had that quote in this article, and they said that's a racist. So you're a racist, Quinn.
I'm a racist because I'm wondering what is my black ass doing over there in England? If I was in England, I'd be in chains. I wouldn't be free. It's like if you want to get realistic, especially if it's based on real world, it's like those regions weren't cross-pollinated. You know what I'm saying? It's like there weren't black people walking around the courts of King Arthur. That's just common sense. And we don't want to be there. I don't want to be a knight, man. We got our own culture. We got our own fantasy. I want to see black people. I go check out my pharaohs in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Check out some Shaka Zulu. I got places for that. I don't need you putting pointy ears on me to make me a tree-hugging, vegetarian-ass elf. I don't want to be no damn elf. Bunch of bitches. I don't want to be no bitch-ass elf. I don't know why the heck they keep acting like that. Who looks at the little elf and goes, ooh, I want to be the elf. -2 Constitution.
Similar to D&D, this article also references that the bad people tend to have darker complexions, and that's racist.
That thing is goddamn great.
Oh, man.
I hate all of you. I hate everyone in the world. I hate life.
Oh, Teddy, you're really gonna have to watch this one from the beginning, man. We have watched the soul slowly leave Q's body throughout this entire episode.
I can't enjoy anything, man. I can't enjoy Street Fighter. I'm only allowed to play friggin' Balrog on Street Fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't enjoy. Guess I know Ryu. He's Japanese, man. I can't do that, you know. And you can't have a black guy that knows martial arts. That's cultural appropriation. That's why he's got to be a boxer. See, we only know how to box. Yeah. We can only box or do capoeira. That's all we allowed, you know, because you can't do anything fun. Yeah, you really did, Teddy Spring, because they're talking about, Z said to Mr. Tangent, well, it's because my fantasy as a kid was just to watch this cool stuff. Like, I don't have to see me there. Let me tell you something about Lord of the Rings. You want to know a little secret? World looks like it kind of sucks. I don't know if I want to be there. There's Sauron running around. There's orcs. Only the elves get to be immortal. I don't want to be there. There ain't nothing for me in there. You know what I'm saying? The magic system sucks. Fuck it, let's get real. I'd rather be at Hogwarts at least. At least I can enjoy myself, learn magic along everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It ain't some weird nightmare place, and I ain't got to be the weird one brown elf that they just threw in to make me feel special. Look, there's a brown elf. And I'm like, we don't want to be elves. That dude's weird. No black person I know has ever played an elf. You remember my last group. My first D&D group was me and all my black friends. We ain't have any white boys. And you want to know what nobody played? An elf. Nobody played an elf, ever. In fact, we mostly just played humans, because most of us didn't want to be anything but us anyway. We're like, what are you? I'm making a black guy. That's me. You know, and we played human beings. No, they don't. Elf lives don't matter. Booyah. By the way, you can't say that. You're not a member of that community. Only elves can talk about elves' lives. That was, you know what? The black elf is appropriation. That's cultural appropriation.
Okay, all right. We're gonna wrap up here, I think, guys. We've done destroyed Q to a point where we should wrap it up. So, all right, well, that's gonna wrap us up for this week. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com, where you can find links everywhere we are online, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
we hope you enjoy.